Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope that you would be doing good. Today we are going to study the important chapter or important topic from the life in Makkah, that is known as migration to Abyssinia. So you need to keep the points in your mind because all these topics are having a deep connection among each other, because a topic took place because of the previous one and previous one took place because of the previous one. So that is why you need to study them in chain over there. It would be easy for you to understand because each and every topic took place as a reaction of the previous one. Okay, let's start studying the topic. Okay, then start. What you need to write down in start, you need to write down the reason of migration, or you need to write down as a importance of the topic over there. For example, migration to Abyssinia is one of the important event took place in the history of Makkah. It took place in the 5th year of prophethood when Muslim migrated from Makkah to Abyssinia. That's it. So this is how you need to write down the start over there of 2 to 3 lines. Then come the reason. Okay, Holy Prophet started his preaching over there. People started to accept Islam. So the people of Makkah, they turned against the Muslims and the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. They started the persecution over there. Not only started, but also they increased their approach towards the Muslim over there. So many Muslims martyred during that persecution. In order to protect the Muslim, in order for the safety of the Muslim, to give them a sigh of relief, Holy Prophet gave them order that you need to migrate from Makkah to Abyssinia. So this is how you need to write down the reason why this topic or event happened over there. Then you need to write down 2 to 3 lines about Abyssinia. So Abyssinia is the nearest country to the Arab land. It was in Africa, and the people of Makkah and the Quraysh, they are having business relation with them from the centuries over there. At that time it was ruled by a Christian ruler known as Negus. He was a very kind-hearted ruler over there. So that is why Holy Prophet chose this land to migrate over there. Now you need to write down the events. So events are the very much important because events are going to explain everything. Okay, events can be divided into 2 parts. The first part is what happened over there, and the second part what will be the end of this activity over there. Got it? You need to write down. You need to keep this point in your mind. Okay, so the first group of, let's start the events. The first group left Makkah in the night over there. So basically the first group, it was consist of 11 men and 4 ladies over there. They left the Makkah in a secret way so that actually no one could know about their departure, and Hazrat Usman and the daughter of Hazrat Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, Hazrat Ruqayya, were also with them. They went to the Abyssinia and they settled down over there. Then comes the second batch. So second group also left in the secret way. 79 men was over there and 17 ladies, and it was led by Hazrat Jafar. So the people of Makkah came to know about their activity. They started to pursue them. They could not capture them. They have left the city over there. So this is how they reached over there in Abyssinia. These 2 groups reached over there. Now let's come to the reaction of Quraysh. When people of Makkah came to know, they tried their best to catch them, but they could not actually. So they thought that we need to prepare ourselves for a delegation over there. Okay, so they send a delegation under the supervision of a specific person. You need to write down the name of that person as a reference, as a main important information over there. Got it? So they send a delegation under a specific person, and they also had great gifts and for the kings and the member of his court over there in order to have their sympathy. When they reach over there, they told them, they made a speech over there. You need to write down those words as a reference, because the leader of that delegation, he said that actually there are few people who started war among us. They started new preaching over there. Now they have came into a country, so please give us back, and so on. So this is how the leader of the delegation demanded negus for the Muslims over there, because he thought, the leader, actually these are the criminals who are doing bad things with us over there in the Makkah, who are making apart the families, the brother and sisters over there. They have killed the atmosphere, peace and harmony of the Makkah over there. So that is that they need to be sent back to Makkah with us. Okay, the Negus said, I'm not going to give any order unless I need to listen the people. I need to listen the Muslims over there. So Muslims were called in the court of Negus, and where Hazrat Jafar deliver a speech, a beautiful speech, which helped the Negus to understand the mindset of the Muslim. You need to write down few lines of those speech which was delivered by Hazrat Jafar over there. That will be your reference over there. After the speech, Negus refused to send the Muslim back to the Makkah over there. Got it? So next day, the delegation actually, they thought that we need to do something else. So they thought that we need to present the mindset or teaching of Islam about Hazrat Maryam Islam towards the to the king over there. So very next day, again the leader of delegation, he presented himself to the court of Negus, and he said, do you know about the teaching of Islam about Hazrat Maryam or Hazrat Mary? So the king actually called the Muslim. So Hazrat Jafar and the Muslim, they were confused over there. They thought that what should be said to the king over there. But Hazrat Jafar said, we need to mention the mindset, the concept of Islam about Hazrat Mary and Hazrat Jesus over there, what has been told to us by the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. So he narrated a verse of the Holy Quran. That this will be your reference over here. You need to write it down. When the Negus heard this, the teaching of Islam about Hazrat Mary, he said that actually that Islam and religion are the source of the same candle, are the lights of the same candle. So this is how he refused to the Makkans that I'm not going to hand over Muslim to them over there. So the people of Makkah, they have to come home empty handed. Now next point, reaction. When people of Makkah heard this, that the people are in Muslims are living in Abyssinia, they are well settled, they are living over there in peace and harmony over there, so they got furious, they got angry over there, and they thought that we need to do something. So they started to persecute Muslims badly. The people who are still over there in Makkah, they started to pursue them badly as much as can. On the other hand, Muslims actually started to live freely over there with peace and harmony. They were free to act upon the teaching of the Islam over there in Abyssinia. So this is how for the first time people of the world came to know about a religion, that is the religion within the Makkah, that is known as Islam. So this is how you need to write down everything in detail, my dear students. So tomorrow inshallah we are going to start the new lesson. Until then, Allah Hafiz.